So, Facebook Live, let's see if the sound of this beautiful ocean and the wind doesn't overpower this message. I'm out here at Scarborough Beach, well, just around behind me. In the background, if you can see that, that's the beautiful Scarborough Beach. Just around on the other side is Misty Cliffs. I just took a break. I was thinking, listening through something, I think it was a Mind Your Own Business or Mind Your Business podcast, and you know how somebody says something and in between just a few words said in, not in jest, but said in lightness or lightheartedly, like a gem drops. And let's think about a context. In the last live I was talking about sportsmen and how some guys are just like, you know, they earn the money, they earn the big bucks. And I was thinking about how some guys or girls, some people can just sell, just call them a salesman. And I'm not talking about the sleazy car salesman or snake oil dude. I'm talking about a person who, it's like somehow they believe in what they're doing. There's an air, an aura, an air, a sense of confidence. When I listen to other people who are struggling, it's like, I know what I need to do, like I need to. I know what I need. I know what I should be doing. I know what I ought to be doing. Like I know, and yet I still don't do it. Or I do it, and yet it doesn't work. And I know how that feels. For a long time in my life, I'm a mechanic, a mental mechanic, a social mechanic. I know how to fix things. I know how to help people get stuff done. You can use another S word there. I'm a doer. When I'm faced with a problem, and even if I'm chatting with my partner and we're chatting about something, it's amazing how quickly I go into solution mode. I go into the doing. And here's what this person said. I was listening to that comment, and just in passing, it's like, yeah, but then you got to trust yourself. Just listen to that again. Let me slow down a bit. I might be a bit excited. I love the fresh air in the ocean, and perhaps you do that too. You get excited about what it is that you want to believe about who you are, or what you can do, or what's possible for you. And you even know, you have a structure, you have a game plan, you can see, you can visualize, or you can model. I'm very good at doing, and I'm very good at modeling. I can look at, like if someone else has done it, okay, there I can see what needs to get done or how to do it. And then I start to believe of, maybe it's selling, maybe it's creating, maybe it's a product or a service that you want to provide. Maybe it's just showing up as a dad or a partner or a lover. And there's this gap between what you know you ought to do, or perhaps even know what you ought to be doing, you know how to do it, yet there isn't this follow through into doing. And it's because you got to trust yourself. There's a gap, perhaps, or what I'm finding is there's this gap between what I know I need to do and what I tell myself I believe about myself, about who I am, about what I can do, about what's possible for me. And this gap, this is the mind shift gap. I need to learn how to change the self-talk, to change the story I tell myself about what I believe is possible for me, so that I trust myself. If it's in the sales process, perhaps you know you've got to go make a sale, and you know what to sell. You've got you got everything in place. You've got your presentation, you've got your materials, you've got your content, you've done the work, you're ready. And yet when you step into that engagement, when you step into that moment, you don't trust yourself. You're actually having what I call, you're mapping your immediate future to the emotional failure of your past event. And you're bringing how you failed in the past into this current, and you're creating your immediate future mapped on something that happened long ago that doesn't serve you. And you feel stuck. And perhaps you feel frustrated, or you're not even there yet. You're about to make the call, whether it's a phone call or a live call, whether it's jumping on a live like this. You're about to engage in something, and in that moment you doubt, you're fearful, you're in a primal state of being, not a powerful state of being, not in excitement, or you mistake adventure and excitement for anxiety and fear because of what you're telling yourself about yourself. And this is the work of mind shift, of like, you don't trust yourself. That's why you're not succeeding. Perhaps you haven't learned how to feel safe with yourself yet, or you don't trust the story that you're telling yourself about yourself. That's why you can't take the steps that you know you need to do. if I was coaching you, I wouldn't be asking you what to do next. I'd be asking you, why don't you do what you know you need to do next? If this was an executive coach conversation, and some of the people I've worked with, it's not about creating the structure and the strategy. That's all there. It's about understanding what invisible stuff is in the way, because you don't trust yourself. You don't trust what you know. You don't trust your experience, your expertise, your intuition. So you don't make choices. You don't take steps going forward. You don't act. You don't show up. And I think it's time for more of us to learn how to show up. And to do that will demand, will require perhaps learning to trust ourselves, learning to trust the quiet voice that we hear tell ourselves about who do I believe I am, and what do I believe about who I am, what I can do, and what's possible for me. And perhaps to be able to do that, to listen to that quiet voice and trust it, will require a mind shift in you. And that's what I call the activated mind shift. This is the work I'm wanting to do with more people like you and me, so that we can not only have this amazing desired future, but learn how to step into it, to feel it, to emotionally believe what it is that we're telling about ourselves, so that I can intentionally choose what I can do, what I believe about who I am, what I can do, and what's possible for me. I wonder what that would mean for you. So, ramblings from Scarborough Beach. By the way, if you don't know me, my name's Robin. Hey, back in Cape Town for a bit. If you like this video, why don't you drop down now and hit the like button. If you're watching live, I see a couple of people live. Why don't you tell me where in the world you're watching this from? Perhaps you're also near a coach on a beach like this. Perhaps you're in the city and you're a mover and a shaker up country in the city. Perhaps you're in another continent altogether. I'd love to know where you're watching this from. And why don't you let me know, what mind shift do you need to take next? If there's a space that you want to close, a gap between what you believe about who you are, what you can do, and what's possible for you, and what you want or need to be possible for you, what would that gap be? Drop down in the comments below, or send me a DM, a direct message or a private message. I'd love to know. My name's Robin. You are awesome and wonderfully made. I wish for you an awesome day. Get out there, get activated, and we'll chat again soon.